Hey, I'm Tony Moskal with Kepma USA Guitars. I've been in the industry for an awful long time. I was with St. Louis Music as the Ampeg guy for 20 years. After my stint there, I was at PV Electronics for 13 years as general manager of business development. After I left PV, I was doing some industry consulting, and on several trips over to China, one of my associates said, hey, you gotta come by and check out my brother-in-law's guitar factory. And of course, I'm like, oh, a Chinese guitar factory, this will be fun and interesting. Eyes rolling. So I go to the Kepma guitar factory. They had been in business for, at that time, around 8 years. And as I walked in, I noticed the building was just gorgeous. They had a demo room of spectacular guitar models. And we walked out into the production floor, and I see a row of CNC machines cutting processes of the necks and the bridges and the tops. It was just an amazing thing. And then lasers, epilogue lasers cutting the tops, and then the finishing room that had ABB robotics picking up guitar bodies, spraying them, polishing, buffing, sanding, a process actually used very similar to the process used on Steinway pianos. So I asked the two owners, I said, why don't I know about you guys? I mean, I've been in the industry a long time, I've never heard of Kepma. They said, well, we've never sold outside of China. We've never sold under any other brand other than our own Kepma. We don't OEM for anybody else. That's all we've done, sold our guitars within our country. And when I asked them how many guitars did they do, they said, oh, we do about 20,000 guitars a month. And I, of course, said, oh, a year? No, 20,000 guitars a month. And I said, wow, are you doing anything in the North America market? I'd love to talk to you about that. They said, no, we're kind of okay selling to our market of 1.4 billion customers. Interesting scenario, of course. I mean, they had a huge market of kids growing up without Facebook and a lot of different video games, so music's an important part, and they wanted to be the premier guitar company, rather than being a low-end guitar company, even over there, they want to be a premium guitar company, of which they have outsold all other brands of acoustic guitars for the past 2 years. So I kept on visiting them on subsequent trips, and about a year ago, they decided that with a premium line of solid wood instruments, that they were going to also enter the USA market. So we have a small group of people here that are assisting them setting up USA operations. So the Kepma guitar line is really simple. It's nice and elegantly simple. Features 3 different body shapes, which is a dreadnought size, a grand auditorium size, and the smaller body, orchestral size. Now there's a lot of similarities in terms of the build within each one of those families. First off, all the guitars are solid spruce tops, or Sitka spruce from Alaska, from trees that are at least 150 years old, because we need the girth of the tree for the proper looking wood. And then the different choices of woods for the back and side include rosewood, koa, and mahogany. All the premium series that we call the Elite Series feature ebony fingerboards and bridge, African ebony. They use American-made Elixir strings, Graphtec tusk bridges, saddles, and nuts. But some other accoutrements. The necks are really, really thin and fast. Kepma has a lot of capabilities with the understanding and study of wood. In fact, they completed a 1-year study of a University of Forestry and have developed their own wood thermal modification system to add torrefication or just the drying of wood as well. So for example, all the necks are purchased as aged wood, but then they will sit in an environmentally friendly warehouse for 6 months to stabilize, and then before they're put through the cutting process, the thinning process, they are actually cooked at low heat for between 24 and 36 hours depending on the model. Then once it's put through the manufacturing process with rows of CNC machine processes, they're put through a Plek machine. The German Plek machine is a very expensive machine that precisely cuts, finishes, polishes, and organizes the frets for each guitar, making for a perfect setup. But the necks are actually very, very thin as well, but they're strong and stable because of the stability of the dried wood, and they have 2 carbon fiber rods on either side of the bi-directional truss rod. There are pickup options for all the models. You can get a Baggs Anthem pickup, you can get a Fishman Ellipse pickup, or a proprietary pickup designed by a partner company called Double Electronics that features what we call the Acoustics. The Acoustics is a preamp and effect system built into the guitar, which features a piezo bridge pickup and a condenser microphone, each with individual level controls, plus a tone control for the overall output of the sound of the guitar. But what's really interesting is there's onboard reverb inside the acoustic guitar itself, as well as chorus and even delay. So you can be sitting in your family room, in your bedroom, and be playing with chorus and reverb at the same time. So the way the Acoustics system works, it picks up the guitar signal from the piezo bridge pickup or from a condenser microphone, sends it to the processor inside, which sends it out to your amplifier, but it also sends it to a transducer mounted to the back side of your guitar. That transducer now has the affected signal and adds the effect through the speaker to the back of the guitar, providing the resonance, and it uses a whole body cavity so you can hear the effects. The result is a full natural sounding reverb, which I can control the depth. Then I can introduce some chorus. Add some more chorus, and after about 12 o'clock on the setting, I start getting into delay settings. Full delay. So the Acoustics is a great tool for songwriters as well as performers, because not only do you have the sound coming out in acoustic mode, but also in your electronic mode as well. So check out the acoustic line of Kepma USA guitars. They're now here in the USA for the first time after 10 years of being China's #1 guitar manufacturer. So we look forward to hearing from you and telling us what you think about Kepma guitars.